Welcome back to my next playthrough series. I know it's been a long time, but I finally moved into my place, finally got some internet, finally have a little bit of time to do another playthrough. We're going to do Back to the Battle for Greyport. It is a deck building game with sort of three parts to it. It's actually a very fun game. I've done it here a few times on my channel. I've done the introductory scenario. I've done the same easy scenario twice, the revised version and the original version. This time we're going to be doing a medium difficulty game called Blood Moon Rising. We're going to zoom down on this a little bit and I'll explain how it all works, how the game works a little bit. We're going to take a look at our two characters and do a two-player game. You can play 2 to 5 players in this game. We're going to be playing with Zot the Wizard, and we're going to be playing with Captain Whitehawk. So we'll take a closer look at them. We got some setup to do as well. They have starting hand of 9 cards. You shuffle them up and deal 5. And there's a very specific way to play the game. And of course there's some dice involved as well. So there's black dice, or black die, there's yellow dice, there's green and white, and they are in varying degrees of goodness. Some of them are terrible. The yellow are, I think the highest is 4, the whites are a D6, the black is 1, 2, or 3, and the green ones can go up to 8, which has to do with dealing damage to monsters. So without further ado, let's take a look at Blood Moon Rising, the scenario, and we're going to take a look at Zot the Wizard and Captain Whitehawk. Alright, so we're going to be doing the Blood Moon Rising scenario. I'm not sure how well this is going to focus. Probably not great because we're a little bit distant, so I wanted to get everything in here. It says, the moon is full and the werewolves are on the hunt, led by their alpha Rip Snarl. The bloodthirsty brute doesn't crave treasure, he simply wants more unwilling victims for its army of werewolves. Protect the citizens of Greyport from the fate worse than death. So it's a medium difficulty. We're going to be using beasts and we're going to be using brutes. The encounters are Who Let the Dogs Out, Howling Good Time. They just keep coming. There's 3 of them. Locations are the Dwarven Ruins, Greyport City Hall, Mages, Collegium. We'll see that when we get into the different areas. And the win is we defeat Rip Snarl and all werewolves. Yeah? Let me tell you, this is a brutal scenario. And we lose if any player is reduced to 0 hit points. The characters start with 10 hit points apiece. I have a little house rule that I do because otherwise the game is nigh impossible unless you get extremely lucky, which I never am. And that is when we go from level 1 to level 2, we can heal 2 hit points each, and when we go from level 2 to level 3, we can heal 3 hit points each. And that just gives us a little bit better fighting chance of surviving. We're going to do a really quick setup here for Zot. So we basically shuffle his cards, and these are all specific to the characters, and I'll show you that in a second. I think you get 7 or 5 in the base game and 4 more in the Pirates expansion. I can't remember. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we'll take a look at his starting 5 cards, and they have his picture in the bottom right, so that's how you know they're his starter cards. So he has a soldier, an acolyte, Amulet of Inspiration, and I'll explain all these as we play Acolyte. We've played this before, so it's not unknown. So that's his deck, and this is his hand. And he's a level 1 wizard. He rolls a yellow die for attacking, and he does Splash 2. Splash 2 means every other monster in that monster group is going to take 2 damage. Alright, and Captain Whitehawk here, level 1, she can play an extra hero. So she can play herself and 1 extra hero. Because every turn you get to play 1 hero and 1 hero only, unless you have this special ability that lets you play an extra hero. Alright, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And she's got some slightly different cards from Zot. Relatively the same. She has a deckhand. She has a ship mage, another deckhand, a ship mage. So again, very basic deck, and you see her picture in the bottom right. That's going to be her starting hand. Alright, we have a bunch of other things to get set up. We can quickly take a look at this. So during a round, once on each round, you can play a hero, 1 per player, play any item, 1 per hero on each item, or item per hero, fight an active monster, and I'll explain this as we go. And then the defending player must use a round marker, may use a taunt marker to flip it over and taunt a monster from another monster group into their group. We'll see how that works as well. And ending the round, you follow all of these. We'll go through these the first couple of times when we're playing the game, but you can just kind of pause and take a look at that if you want, how to do things. It's a little bit different, but now we need to get set up for Blood Moon Rising. So we're going to get out the Blood Moon Rising. The first one is going to be Who Let the Dogs Out, and we're going to have, our location is going to be the Dwarven Ruins, so let's take a look at that. Alright, so this is our very first scenario. There's 3 in each game, and this one is called Who Let the Dogs Out. And this little chart here kind of shows you how everything should be set up. We'll use Zod here to kind of cover it off. So we're doing a 2-player game, so we're basically looking at this 2-player column here. And so the location is going to have 9 health. And I forgot to get a die out for the location. So I'll just go ahead and do that later. So I'm just going to use a 10-sided die for the location. So we're going to have 9 health on the location. And then the location is going to get 3 levels of monster on it. So let's take a look and see which it is. So this deck here in the bottom right hand corner is the beasts, and so we are using the beasts here. You can see that, and so I'm just going to give the beasts a shuffle. There's some duplicates in here, but I think there's 10, 2 of each different type of beast, 20 cards in the deck. So we need 3 levels. So how does that work? So the first one we get is a Rat Master. You can see there's a 2 here, and he has an ambush ability, which of course triggers immediately. Add a Rat Swarm token to the monster group. So this is going to be assailing the location, and it comes with a lovely Rat Swarm, which is a tank. Tank means it has to be hit first before you can hit anything else. So that was 2 levels. We need a 3 or higher, so let's see what else we get. And we get a giant Cobra, and it's got 10 health, it's 1 damage, and it costs 2. So this is going to now be 4. So we have a Rat Swarm, Rat Master, Giant Cobra, all attacking the Dwarven Ruins, and then we have 1 level of monster per each character. That will go in front of our player characters. So for Zot, we're going to have a Warg, which is a 2, and he has an ambush ability as well. Add a Warg token to this monster group. And they say token, but it's actually a card. If you take a look in the game itself, it has a divider, which are monster tokens. And if we pull out a Warg, this is not going well. We have a Warg. Does a damage, has 5 health. He comes along with the lovely Warg. He has a companion. So that's 2. So that's all we do for Zot. And now we need something for Captain Whitehawk, and we have a Shellback too. And this is Heroes Without Items Can't Fight the Shellback. So that's going to go in front of Captain Whitehawk. Again, I've played this game before, so it's not completely unknown. This, of course, then just goes over into its respective pile. Continuing on now, so we'll get rid of Zot. So that looks after this setup here. So you can play 2, 3, 4, or 5 players, and you do things according to that. So each character gets 2 copper coins and 2 silver coins. So these are the silver coins. So I'm just going to go ahead and give 2 copper, 2 silver to each character. And that is how they are going to be recruiting units shortly. I'll show you, because we have to get the units set up as well. So this is kind of a setup video, I guess. I don't think we're going to get to gameplay today, because this setup takes quite a while. I want to kind of do it well. So they've got their coins. Setup, add a werewolf token to each player's monster group. Oh, yay. Alright, let me get the werewolf tokens out. So yeah, we win the game by getting rid of Rip Snarl, who's the alpha werewolf, and all other werewolves. So these are the werewolf tokens, so each character gets one. So Zot gets 1, he does 1 damage, has 10 health, and of course they're all the same. And we're going to have Captain Whitehawk also getting 1. Yeehaw! Alright, that's great. And then what we look at now is we're going to take the Dwarven Ruins and we're going to place it like this, up above with the monsters that are assailing it at the moment. If we defend the Dwarven Ruins, which means there's no monsters on the Dwarven Ruins and it's not been destroyed, then we would reap the reward here immediately. Reveal the top 5 cards of the item deck. A player of the party's choice may recruit a physical item for free from among the revealed cards. And the item reinforcement roll, shuffle the revealed cards back into the deck. This location also gives our heroes, while it's not destroyed, a special ability, and it says physical heroes have dual wield. Normally, one physical character can only handle 1 physical weapon, but while the Dwarven Ruins are still active, physical characters like Captain Whitehawk herself, or maybe her deckhand here, the physical are red border, and the magical characters are blue border, right here, like an acolyte. So the red border characters can dual wield red items. They can't dual wield blue items. So blue characters, blue items, red characters, red items. Keeps the game simple that way. And if the location gets destroyed, Then we add a werewolf token to each player's monster group. Don't want to do that because, you know, the werewolf tokens are bad enough as they are. 10 health, doing a damage every turn to the active player, and we have to win the scenario to get rid of all werewolves. Alright, that's basically the setup for there. We do need to get items out, and we need to get characters to recruit out, and we do 4 of each, and then it would be the beginning of the game, but I think that's just going to be the setup. So let's go ahead to those decks and get that set up. So they're going to be things we can recruit. Alright, so somewhat a little bit long shot-ish away, we have our item deck and we have our character deck, our recruit deck. So we're going to do 4 cards from each deck. So we're going to shuffle this up, we're going to draw 4 cards. If we get a gold card, we set it aside and we reshuffle it into the deck when we're done. So yeah, I'll see if I can get this shuffled without making too much of a mess here, because there's quite a few cards and they're very slippery. Actually good quality cards. I'm quite impressed with this game as far as card quality goes. Like, they're really, really nice. Alright, so 4. So the first item is going to be an Amulet of Protection. And you can see it's a silver, so we're good to go with that one. And we'll get into the details. A silver, a dagger. So it'd basically be rolling a yellow die. Dual wield means the character, if you equip this to a physical character, they can wield another weapon. Cleave is you can hit 2 monsters at once. There's rules for all these different things. Again, played the game before. You can watch the previous playthroughs if you want. And this is the medium one though. So this is a lightning in a bottle. It's a gold card. I'm going to set that aside. We don't want any gold cards. There's another gold card. There's a copper card. Attenuating ring. Draw a card and play an extra hero, and another copper Seafarer's Charm. You may reroll any single die used in a fight. You must keep the new result. Alright, and there's a little bit of flavor text on some of the cards as well. Alright, so we're going to take the 2 gold cards that we got, and then we're just going to shuffle them kind of off screen here so I don't smack into the camera or drop the cards over the floor, because that would not be good. And I probably shouldn't be shuffling on screen anyway, but I don't want to. Just want to make sure we get things kind of shuffled up. Alright, that's our items. Same with the characters. Now what we do with the characters, if we have a gold character, we're going to discard it, shuffle it back in. If we pull Captain Whitehawk or we pull Zot, the wizard, we also discard them. We discard them out of the game because I think the rule book says they can't be in 2 places at once. So they're basically the 2 characters right now. I know, you probably hate the way I'm shuffling, but these cards are such awesome quality. I don't really have a problem shuffling them like this. I wish more deck builders had card qualities. They're really plasticized and they're really, really tough. I really like them. Good job, Slugfest Games. Alright, let's see what we've got for this character. We've got a silver Cannoneer. Of course, my battery is running out. Another silver Kronos the Mage. He's okay. We're not playing with Kronos. A Swashbuckler, copper, and Cormac the Mighty, he's gold. And we have a grizzled shipmate, ship mage. Alright. And once we recruit cards, we'll get more into the details. Alright, I'm going to have to shovel this back in. I'm going to do that off camera because I have to change my battery. Alright, I'm going to wrap it up. That's going to be our setup. And then when we come back next time, we're going to be getting into gameplay. Alrighty, the stage is set for our next scenario, Blood Moon Rising of Battle for Greyport. So like I said, I've been on hiatus a little bit because I've been moving. This is my first playthrough back. Of course, if you're watching this years from now, it's not going to mean anything. It's just another one of the many, many playthroughs on my channel. Finally, today was the first day that I got internet in my new house, so I am now all moved. And yeah, I'm pretty excited. This is good for me. I have my own space now. I have basically a stream room, and I have a YouTube room here. It's all in the same room, which I'm really happy about. And now I can concentrate more on doing playthroughs and things for you guys, which is part of the whole reason I do this. I love the board games, and I love doing these playthroughs. So we're going to come back, and we're going to do the next time. So I have to work quite a bit the next while. Of course, I had a week off to move, had no internet, so I couldn't really do anything. And needed the internet to do the videos because I needed to download some stuff, which I couldn't do. So that put me behind a little bit. Apologize for that. But we will be getting back into the playthroughs. I'm hoping to do, I usually do 1 a month. We'll see, maybe I can get 2 in, 1 or 2. I Twitch stream on Sunday afternoons as well. I might be Twitch streaming a little bit more in the coming months or so. We'll have to see how that goes. So if you want to join me over at Twitch, I'm Paul Darcy over there as well. So it's twitch.com, Paul Darcy. Just do a search over there and you'll find me. I don't do board games over there though. Paula Deming, she does board games over there and other things. I do just PC computer games, but I chat and have fun over there as well. All right, we're all set up. This is brutal. I've played this a couple of times, have not won, even with my semi-cheating rules about getting health back in between. So we'll see how it goes. And the playthrough will probably be coming up sporadically. I'm hoping to get it out as soon as I can. I still have some things to set up and everything, so I'm not completely settled. And like I said, I've got, of course, extra work to do at the workplace now. I've been scheduled more days than normal, so there's that. So I'll try and get this out as soon as I can. So thanks so much for watching along. Thanks for your comments, subscriptions, likes. This is the Battle for Greyport, and it is called Blood Moon Rising, and we're going to get into it as soon as I can. We'll get into the first bit of the gameplay, and it's a fascinating, fun gameplay, very cool cooperative game if you're into that kind of thing for 2 to 5 players. I really do like it, and you get a lot in the box too. Like you get, I think it's you get 7 scenarios, I think, in the base box. With 5 different characters. Lots of variety. Very, very cool. So thanks so much, and we'll see you in the next episode.